Hey everyone, it's jamie.pelaez, and I am on day 3 of the challenge for the Get Money Chicago event video contest. What I want to talk to you about today is something that is crucial in the whole wide world, like completely and utterly crucial. Our future generations, even from my generation, I'm an 80s baby. Yeah, I know, I don't look that old, but I am an 80s baby. And even in my generation, and even probably my mom's generation and my dad's generation, there was a lot of shifts going on, and our generations were no longer being groomed for success. And they just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I know some parents out there are completely like at, their wits' end with their children because they feel like no matter what they try to instill in them, no matter what they do, they're at a loss. And I get that. I totally get that because this world's not truly out to help you in regards to that. Here in the US and even around the world, a lot of governments are out to really numb us out and dumb us out. Some children who are naturally just bright children and full of energy, which children are full of energy naturally, FYI, they're naturally full of energy in life. Some people are automatically assuming they have ADHD or some of these many other different ailments and, automatically throwing prescription drugs at them for things that, back in my childhood or my parents' childhood would be considered normal. And now they're being disruptive and, unruly and all these other things. There's so many things wrong with this world. But let me tell you something that I witnessed that is right with this world. At the Get Money Chicago event, I witnessed grooming of the next generation, grooming them for success. My daughter was dying to go. She's 6.5. Her name is Jaya, for those of you that don't know her already. And she was like begging me. She said, "Mommy, I will pay my own ticket, and I'll hide out in your, luggage." And I was like, "Honey, that's just not going to work. You'll be miserable in there." "I'll bring my toys, Mommy," is what she told me. I said, "No, you won't." She's like, "I'll pretend to be an adult. No one will notice." She was just desperate to go. One, because she saw me very excited about it, and I think she knew in some way that a lot of good things were going to happen from this event, but also because she wanted to be around me. Now, I'm truly blessed to have her. My first child, my son, Aiden, was unfortunately born full-term stillborn due to an umbilical accident. So to have her with me is truly special because I truly value the fact that I'm even breathing right now and talking to you. A lot of people don't think that some people never even get to take their first breath, but I got to witness that and see that firsthand. So to have her with me is such a blessing. And being in an abusive marriage for as long as I was always trying to, fix my relationship, get my husband on the right track. But I was failing miserably. And I got to a point where I was sitting there going, my daughter's getting mixed messages. Here her mom is being, a godly woman and spiritual and doing all these things right. But her father's doing the absolute opposite of that. She's getting these mixed signals. And I could even see in her behavior that these mixed signals were affecting her because, one minute she would, be this wonderful, sweet child. And then the next minute she was completely disobedient. And not just like, every child, let's be real, even adults, we are sometimes disobedient at times. But for her, it wasn't her normal nature. And I noticed it was getting worse and worse and worse. And my husband didn't want to step up and be a godly man. And he didn't want to do the right things. And eventually, he agreed that it was, the right thing to do to let me go and to move on from that. And for that, I'm very grateful that he finally got that revelation and finally realized he was holding me back. And then if he didn't want to come with, that he had to release me and let me go. It was one of the best things possible because I knew that I needed to do that for my daughter because I knew that I wasn't grooming her for success. I was trying to. I was doing everything I could, myself. But when you live in a household that's totally divided, that's on this shaky foundation, and two very contradicting messages are being put into that child's head, well, unfortunately, they're going to get mixed signals. And even if they try to be good, they're still going to have some of the bad. just because they keep seeing it and hearing it over and over, and subconsciously it gets to them. So my point is, when I left, I thought, I was just going to be able to, boom, have it together, be good, do what was right for her. But I found myself under a lot of stress. I found myself in depression and all kinds of different, things that I wasn't expecting. I realized that I was way more broken than I had ever imagined. And I mean, way more broken, not just from being in almost an 8-year marriage that was abusive, but also from growing up in an abusive household. So it was insane to me, because I started seeing, all these different things that were going on inside of me. And I realized I was snapping at her really easily, for myself. I mean, yeah, sometimes I had to tell her like over 10, 15 times, honey, don't do this or do that, or whatever the case may be. But I didn't like the fact that I would lose myself, and I would snap and I would yell at her, and I'd get so angry and frustrated. I hated to make her cry. I hated to yell. I don't like to yell. I don't like to fight. I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like to have to be mean to someone to get them to listen or behave or but sometimes you feel like that there's just no other option but to start yelling when timeouts aren't working out anymore. Spanking on the bottom doesn't work anymore. All these other things just not working. You feel like you're just spinning your wheels. I know now, like looking back, a lot of her behaviors were because she was feeding off my stress and my depression, and it was putting her off. I get that now. But one of the great things that happened from this event was, one, I saw, a 12-year-old boy get up on stage and make $12,000 in 4 months. $12,000 in 4 months. And his dad's doing a great job with him. Not only is he, training him up for success and grooming him for success, but he's making sure that he keeps his obligations. He still goes to school, and he still has to do his homework before he can work his business. And he only works at 1 to 2 hours a day. So he's creating a business pattern of success, of keeping his commitments, completing these things, being consistent daily. And he's seeing massive results because of that. Then I get back. My daughter is ecstatic to see me. I'm ecstatic to see her. And even though she wasn't at the event, she saw and felt a change in me. And I knew it because I saw and felt a change in her. And I know that kids innately feed off the energy that's around them. And so even though I was trying to be a great mom, and I was trying to, get over these things that were, frustrating me and hurting me, and even though she thought I was perfect just the way I was, I knew I wasn't. And granted, I'll never be perfect. Let's be honest, I'm human. It is what it is. But I can always be improving. And the fact that she even thought I was perfect and wonderful and such a great mommy when I knew I was so broken, like that means the world to me that she felt that way about me. But I'm so proud to say and so excited to say that when she says those things about me, like I actually believe them now. And I see her eyes light up, and she's like on fire. She's like, go Team Inspire, go mommy, go this, and it's like she went to the event even though she didn't go to the event. And it's only because she's feeding off of what I learned, off of what changes have happened in me, off the energy shift that has happened inside of me. She's feeding off of that. And she's behaving more, and she's listening more, and she's being more constructive and productive. And why? Because so am I. That's so beautiful. It makes me words. It was priceless to feel those changes inside of me, but see them automatically happen in her. I mean, automatically, as soon as I got back, this started happening. It blew my mind. I was joking with some of my friends. I'm like, I'm starting to think she snuck into the event. I just didn't see her, because she was joking around like, mommy, I'll pay for my ticket, or, let me hide in your bag. I'll bring some toys to entertain myself and just chill in your luggage. I'm like, that's not going to work. Or she was like, I'll pretend to be an adult, mommy. I'll even take notes and no one will notice. And she was just so, adamant and so cute about wanting to come with me and experience it with me. But even though she wasn't there, just me going and making changes inside of myself and coming back and her seeing that, it automatically changed her. That is powerful. That's beautiful. And then I started reading on Facebook. I was looking at Layla Black's Facebook, and she was getting, letters and letters and letters and letters from these little girls who she didn't even know, who have been watching her videos because their moms are watching the videos or their dads are watching the videos. And so they're watching these videos and they're getting empowered and they're getting inspired and they're realizing that they're more than just a piece of meat. And I say that, probably like, why would a little girl think that? Because this world is grooming our little girls and has been for a very long time to think that they are nothing but a body, nothing but a sexual object, when they are so much more than just a sexual object. Yes, women are beautiful. Yes, they are gorgeous. But they were not made to be sexual objects. They were meant to be powerful partners. They were meant to be powerful leaders, powerful mothers. They were meant to be inspirational. They were meant to be the other half of a couple that makes a complete family. They were meant for so much more than what this world has created us to be. Why do you think there's so many little girls with self-esteem issues, thinking that they're not pretty enough, they're not good enough, they're not beautiful enough? Because this world sells them fake. They're looking at these women and these magazines and these billboards. I mean, let's be honest, it's everything, this stuff is plastered everywhere. Everywhere. Not just when I was growing up, but now it's like, quadrupled. It's everywhere, because of the World Wide Web and everything. It's like we're being bombarded with these sexual images. We're being bombarded with, airbrushed people. It'd be one thing if these people, had their pictures taken and like it was the real deal, you know what I mean? And it wasn't all airbrushed or padded this and padded that or whatever. But it's not. Like, it's all fake. It's all illusion. But these little girls don't know that. And so they get fed this junk and they start feeling horrible about themselves because they look at this and they can't relate because they're like, I'm not like that. Maybe they have, like I grew up, with a little bit of dark, under eye circles and stuff from my allergic shiners. Still have them. I used to think I was ugly because of them. I used to, hate because people thought I was tired when I wasn't, and it was just all this nonsense. And I'd look at these, women in these magazines and they never had that. But real women do. They have these things and so much more. So to see the women in Team Inspire and Empower stepping up, being real women, knowing that they are beautiful and powerful just the way our God made them, and seeing that impact little girls, that's awesome. We had a guy named Mike on our team that brought his son, Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy, but I don't remember your age, but I believe it was around 15 or 16. All I know is that when his dad got home, he went home with a different kid. No, he didn't, leave Jeremy at the airport and accidentally bring someone else home. He was, shocked that his son was speaking words of encouragement. That he was talking about things that he's never even heard him talk about before, acting in a certain way, powerful, successful way. We truly are grooming the next generation for success. And by doing that, this world has a chance. By what we're doing today, the future generations have a chance of success, real life, real independence, real freedom, real love. That, my friend, is powerful. If you're ready to be an impact on your own success, on your family's success, on your children's success, your grandchildren's success, any children that you're around, whether you're a teacher, pastor, whatever, there's not one person that's watching this that does not affect the younger generation in some way, shape, or form. If you're ready to be empowered yourself and take your life to the next level and be able to empower them to take their life to the next level, imagine all the seeds of greatness we are planting. And what we're doing is fighting the opposition of what the world is trying to do, which is to bring the majority of us down. It doesn't have to be that way. It should have never been that way. So get ready to stop being a wussy, fight the forces of evil, join us, come with us. We're here to help you. That's just one of the wonderful things that I witnessed at this event, and I'll be sharing so much more with you soon. Bye for now.